Hey everybody, this is Desperate Listed on Gaming, doing a request from a burn player, but ironically it's a Phoenix deck, so we're kind of covering both birds with one stone. This is kind of the deck that kind of melds both burn and Teamer, or is it Phoenix? And of course I'm talking about Mono Red Arclight Phoenix in Modern. This deck is kind of in between the two archetypes. You have the recursion elements of Arclight Phoenix and card advantage with Bedlam Reveler, along with the discard effects of Faithless Looting, along with, Swift Spear, Soulscar Mage, and then some burn spells with Gut Shot, Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt, and Skewer the Critics, and you also have Lay Up the Stage for a little bit of other spectacle action along with Skewer the Critics. So you're a combination of low to the ground aggro deck with also the ability to have a little bit of late game with Arclight Phoenix and Bedlam Reveler. So you're kind of in between the two decks. You lack the power of something like Thing in the Ice to really put a hammer to other creature decks, but you kind of change that up for a little bit quicker clock in the early game. Turn 1 and turn 2, you're often pressuring your opponent a little bit more than the teamer builds. And you also have the mono-red mana base, which is not to be underestimated. Some of these red-black decks obviously deal themselves some damage. When you're playing things like Gut Shot, etc., that's no small thing to have your mana base deal damage. Anamorphose here is to cycle through your deck, get more instants and sorceries for Bedlam Reveler, trigger your Arclight Phoenix. So basically you're playing a 56, 52 card deck, with the ability to find your burn spells. Sometimes you can flood out, sometimes you can miss land drops. Of course, that's a risk with any burn deck, or any aggro deck to speak of. This was a list that I'm not entirely sure on this fact, so take it with a grain of salt. One of my people in the comments said this deck went 15-0. It was from the team tournament, so I'm not sure if they even keep track of the individual players in the team event, but obviously this archetype has been posting some results here and there. And as a friendly reminder, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and constructive comments down below. This will be episode 3. Match number 1 was just doing a quick deck tech on kind of where the deck stands in the metagame. Sideboard, with being mono red, you're a little bit more strict in what cards you can have. Surgical extractions are there for the graveyard decks, things like Storm, things like Dredge. With the banning of KCI, you can afford to be a little bit more narrow. This can also come in the mirror match to hit other Arclight Phoenixes in both the mono red mirror and though more likely out of the Izzet variety. Rending Volley, this is pretty much for the Izzet mirror. Hits Crackling Drake, hits Terramander, hits the Thing in the Ice before it transforms, can't be countered. Abrades, it's both a good shock and lightning strike effect against smaller creatures, also a shatter effect against artifact decks. Dragon's Claw, because the burn mirror is a thing, and especially with burn, traditional burn and Rakdos burn on the rise, you need to have outs to the matchup. And then Blood Moon kind of covers you in a lot of other matchups, things like blue-white control, things like Jeskai control, things like Amulet, things like Tron. This can give you a trump card for your aggressive draws to kind of close out the game before your opponent can recover. So that's pretty much the deck in a nutshell. Let's get rolling into a league for match number 1, shall we? So took a couple days off. I do apologize for that. Between the school workload, the work workload, and still kind of recovering from being sick, it's been a little bit hard to keep up with the wanting to do 2 matches a day, every day, 7 days a week. There's going to be a couple other things going on. I'm splitting the channel in 2. I'm still working on the details, but this channel is going to continue to be mostly what it's been. It's going to be Modern and Legacy, mostly Modern, with Burn, Arclight Phoenix decks, Death Shadow, and Control for now. Eventually we'll branch off into other things, have more details on that coming. Then we're going to be doing a secondary channel for the standard content that we usually did here. To be brutally honest, the standard content didn't do great here. Tron, so we need to be a little bit on the move here. Just curious how I'm supposed to sequence this here. So I could looting, get that in the yard. Next turn I could... I think I Lava Spike here. So if I play my land first, Lava Spike. This is where these Blood Moons are going to be quite useful. Next turn we bolt, light up the stage. Hopefully the following turn we can hit a couple of spells. But Tron keeping 7 is usually... Okay, never mind there. We'll probably have Tron on turn 4, which might not be enough here. Alright, Swift Spear. I think I'm just going to go Swift Spear, hit them, cast Light Up the Stage. Hope to hit a land. Cast with Spectacle. Show Arclight, Phoenix, and Mountain. Well, Arclight Phoenix there kind of sucks, but we'll likely be able to trigger white mana? Interesting. Currently costs 3 red. Is Reveler even relevant here? Maybe? That sucks. So, Bolt you. Haven't actually done any damage yet, so... Phoenix is gonna go away here. They have Worm Coil Engine or Tron here. Okay, they don't have Tron. So what could they have most devastating here on 4? Walking Ballista? Morph. I have no idea what morph they would even play. And Witness of the Ages. Okay. No idea what's going on there. Alright, Blood Moon. Might be even too slow on 3. Probably can cut Reveler. Probably bring in a Braid. Gut Shot's a little too cute, although maybe it's a necessary evil. And then... let's bring in like 2 Gut Shots. Blood Moon on the draw might just be too slow, so just bring in 2. We'll bring the 3rd one in on the play. We definitely want the 1-drop aggressive start if at all possible. Don't think this hand is what we want, so this is going to be a mulligan. Gotta go to 5. Our 5's okay. Bottom of Blood Moon here. Which means they're likely to have flat out Tron on 3. Let's play a Swift Spear into Soulscar Mage plus light at the stage. Interesting. Play this out in case they have like a Castle Spectacle. Next turn, our opponent knows they're going to be staring down a Blood Moon, which is actually pretty good for us. So they may have to grab a forest here. Or is this tower? Sure. So I'm not sure if they're an Eldrazi deck or if they're just, they showed us forest, so they could be like green Eldrazi or something dumb. Guess we'll find out. Power plant? Sure. I mean, you know we're getting Blood Moon next turn, right? Guess they could have Nature's Claim here. Gives us extra game against Tron, which is nice. Forces them to have, like... Could have Thought Knot. No, they can't even have Thought Knotseer here. I think they're just now realizing they don't have colorless mana. Bolt you. It's pretty close to locked out here. You need like Forest Thragtusk. Alright, so pretty clean win over Tron 2-0. First game was a little bit sloppy, but this game felt pretty solid. So this has been Dust for Dustin on Gaming with episode 3, match number 1 with Arclight Phoenix decks in Modern.